Hello everyone around the world. So we have a nice job here to repair. Like usual, what do you have on my desk? We have this power pack. It's 12 volts, 3 amps that came in for repair. Trust me, this is some kind of common jobs these days, and it's about country. Whether where you are staying is worth to repair this power pack or is worth to buy another one. But here in Zimbabwe, yeah, it's still a developing country, so most of my clients, some of them, they can't even afford to buy another power pack, so they send this power pack for repair. It's for those mini, those small DC, those small TVs, 17-inch, 21-inch, which are working with 12 volts charger. So this is for a TV. We have to fix this. So this is the common fault nowadays. So what is the first step? The first step, we have the AC cable here, which I'm about to check if we have 200 something volts AC. My multimeter is responding. You can hear the beep. We have 227 volts, which is fine. So plug it here. Let me check out this sticker. This must be a quick repair. Here we must have light. We must have light and we don't have light. So if I'm to check the output, uh, we don't have output like usual. So now the next step, what is our next step? Our next step is to see uh, if the output is shorted. Do you have any short on the output? It's very easy. I'll put this crocodile clip here on this metallic head of the charger, which is the ground. And what amps do we have? We have 1.6 amps, and I'll come with the plus on the middle. And as soon as I come with the plus, it's taking 19 milliamps, and we have uh, green light. That means the output is not shorted. So why we don't have voltage? If the output is not shorted, mostly our big guys, they are just fed up with life. Those electrolyte capacitors, sometimes they are giving up due to overcurrent, over voltage. There are so many reasons why electrolyte capacitors, they ended up bulged, like having bulged capacitor. Can be over voltage, overheating, and it's very easy to open. This is the inside of the power pack. Can you spot the problem? You don't need to stress yourself. If we check on this big guy, this is a 400 volts 22 micro capacitor. The capacitor has got a bump on top. We need to go on the. We need to take this board out. Well, there are some silicone here. So if that capacitor is bulged, there's no way we are going to get the output voltage. So all what we need to do, all what we need to do, okay, all what you need to do All what you need to do is to desolder this capacitor. That's all what you have to do. Using a desoldering pump. You can do this job in so many ways. Uh, this is not the only way to fix this kind of problem. And the capacitor is out. Now replacement. We can take any, even this one. We can take any here. Hope everyone is fine and okay. Like myself, I'm fine. I can't complain. Everything seems to be working out. So this is the most common fault. If you don't have an output voltage, and when you're replacing the capacitor, it's very easy. This marked side, that the negative, the unmarked, that the positive. If you make this opposite, uh, maybe something bad can happen. I need to make sure about this, the size of this capacitor. Yeah, I think we can do it. So soldering the capacitor is simple. So the capacitor is soldered. The next step is to close the charger. I think what I can do more is to put some hot glue around this cover, but I just want to test. I just want to test to see if we have output voltage. Output 0. Okay, that's a good sign. What about checking other things? We replace the big capacitor. We do not check the diodes. We do not check the fuse. Why we didn't check all those things? Oh, that's good. Which are acting as the rectifier bridge. What I will check here, we have a fuse. And the fuse is good. And the fuse is good. So the reason why we don't have output is Why we don't have output if the fuse is good? Uh, I want to check on the output capacitor. On the big capacitor. Now you ask yourself why we don't have output. Huh? Why do you think we don't have output? I'll tell you why. I will tell you why we don't have output. I think I know the reason why we don't have output. Yeah, still the power pack is not working after replacing the big capacitor. So we have more issues on this power pack. And this is a simple switching power supply. Let's see what is most likely to give us this kind of problem on this power pack, because here we have this big capacitor that we replaced and we have those 4 diodes, and I checked the diodes, they look good. Here we have the fuse is okay. We have those 2 diodes here. let's let's recheck again. uh, all the diodes, they are okay. The fuse is beeping, is good. We have some diodes here. This one is shorted, and this diode is connected to this capacitor and is coming from the driver. And the output, we checked already, there's no short. So from this diode, this external diode, which is shorted, uh, this pin is coming through this resistor to this. Let's see. Why did I waste my time fixing this? Huh? Uh, that's what happened when you overlooked something. So let's check on a microscope what I'm seeing here. What is that? That's the driver. That is the driver. And the driver is blown up. So on this power pack, we have many issues. So that was just a waste of time. You can see this. This is the driver. And here we have some burn marks on this pin. obvious bad things happened here. And the diode, which is giving me a short, is this one, because the anode is connected to the output pin of this PWM. So I don't think I can do anything here. I don't think I can do anything. This is the worst case. So in this scenario, yeah, the customer has to buy another charger. We have one option, or what I would do, because how much I'm charging this? We're charging like $5, $5 or 100 rands for this kind of job. So it's more easy just to give the customer. I think I have another power packs, second-hand power packs, which are working fine. So I'll just give the customer another one. That's the only way that I can do here, because here we are at a point where we got stuck because we don't have this driver. This is the most common fault on a switching power supply, mostly on this um, DC charger. You might be lucky for this chip to be still alive, but in most cases this chip is gone. It's dying so easily. So let me know what you think on the comment section. Yeah, these are some kind of disappointment, but don't worry, I'll try to look for a nice job, and we'll do a proper repair. See you on the next one. Bye bye.